The Ark of the Covenant was captured, not hidden, not lost, captured. According to 1 Samuel, the most sacred object in Israel's possession fell into the hands of its greatest enemy, and what should have become the greatest victory in Philistine history quickly turned into a crisis nobody could explain. Because the Philistines didn't keep the Ark. They gave it back. So what happened inside Philistia that forced an entire military power to get rid of its greatest trophy? This is the Kingdom Dossier, and today we're opening the file on the Ark of the Covenant and the civilization that couldn't hold it. The Philistines were not primitive barbarians. Archaeology reveals a sophisticated five-city alliance: Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gaza, Gath, Ekron. They controlled the coastal trade routes, developed advanced ironworking technology, a military advantage Israel couldn't match, built organized urban centers with administrative infrastructure, while Israel remained a loose tribal confederation operating under covenant law. Philistia functioned like a coordinated military machine, and that asymmetry mattered on the battlefield. Centralized systems gained advantages quickly, resources pooled, weapons standardized, power concentrated. But the larger the network, the more vulnerable it becomes to disruption moving through every node simultaneously. That vulnerability would become critical. The breaking point came at the Battle of Aphek. Israel suffered a devastating military defeat. In panic, the elders made a decision that revealed exactly how far the covenant system had deteriorated. They brought the Ark into battle, not as a symbol of covenant faithfulness, but as a weapon, a sacred object reduced to military technology. The result was catastrophic. The Philistines shattered Israel's lines. The priests Hophni and Phinehas, sons of Eli, operating under corruption, were killed on the field. And the Ark was taken. For generations, Shiloh had been Israel's spiritual center. The tabernacle stood there. The priesthood operated there. The tribes gathered there for the appointed feasts. It was the institutional heart of the entire covenant system. Then it went silent. Archaeological excavations at Shiloh revealed destruction layers, burned debris, and evidence of abrupt abandonment dating to this period. The Bible never describes Shiloh's destruction directly, but the physical record does. The sanctuary that had unified the tribal league for generations simply disappears from the historical record. Meanwhile, the Philistines carried the Ark to Ashdod, straight into the temple of Dagon. The positioning was deliberate. In the ancient Near East, placing a conquered nation's sacred object inside your God's temple was a formal declaration. Our God defeated your God. The trophy was installed. The victory was announced. Then the statue fell. The next morning, the priests found Dagon face down before the Ark. They stood it upright and said nothing. The following morning, it had fallen again. This time, the head and both hands were severed and lying on the threshold. In ancient Near Eastern warfare, severed heads and hands were the standard trophies of total defeat. The conqueror had suddenly become the conquered inside his own temple. Then the crisis spread beyond. Ashdod, outbreaks of painful tumors, panic spreading through the population, rodent infestations across the region. Medical historians have noted similarities to epidemic conditions, some suggesting plague-like mechanisms moving through a densely connected urban network. The diagnosis remains debated. The outcome does not. The Ark was moved from Ashdod to Gath, from Gath to Ekron, and everywhere it moved through Philistia's interconnected city network. The disruption followed. The same urban infrastructure that made Philistia militarily dominant now carried the crisis from city to city with no way to contain it. Their greatest military trophy had become their greatest liability. The Ark that fell into Philistine hands at Aphek is the same Ark that led Israel's armies around the walls of Jericho. The forensic evidence behind that conquest, the outward mud brick collapse, the charred grain layer, the dating analysis at Tel Es Sultan is compiled in the Exodus to Conquest Master Dossier. If you're the kind of person who needs to see the physical evidence for yourself, that's where it is. Link in the description. But the deeper crisis wasn't inside Philistia. It was inside Israel, because the Ark's capture exposed something the people couldn't ignore. The tribal covenant system looked weak. Shiloh was gone. The Philistines were more organized, better armed, more effective. And when a people lose confidence in their own system, they begin admiring someone else's. That question was already forming. Why don't we have a king? The Philistine threat didn't just challenge Israel militarily. It challenged the entire premise of covenant governance. And that question was about to transform the nation permanently. The ark destabilized an empire without an army, without a siege, without a single additional battle, because power can capture territory. Power can seize symbols. Power can dismantle institutions. But power cannot neutralize the source of moral accountability. That's what Philistia discovered inside its own temples. And it's the same discovery every centralized system eventually makes. Do you think the fall of Shiloh was the moment Israel lost confidence in the tribal covenant system? Or had that confidence been eroding long before Aphek? The archaeology suggests the answer goes deeper than one battle. Drop your case in the comments. The next file in the Kingdom Dossier investigates the man who became Israel's answer to the Philistine threat. A king chosen by the people, warned against by the prophet, and who fulfilled that warning exactly. The Saul paradox. The next file is already being prepared.